Welcome back to season 4, episode 5 of Wax Pro UNCUT. I'm Rachael.
And I'm Erica.
And we're going to do an episode of our 2025 in review. So I was inspired by this episode kind of to wrap up the whole year, talk about our accomplishments so far, our goals and plans for the new year. I've seen a ton of people post about their like Spotify Wrapped. You know, everybody's posting who they're listening to. And I was like, oh, we should do like our creator Wrapped because we've done a ton this year. And so this is half tooting our own horn of how far we've gone. Yep. And also just kind of like a pitch to everyone who listens of what you can expect from us in the year moving forward. But, you know, Wax Pro, again, we've talked about this in multiple past episodes of we've had a lot of things launch, things shift, evolve, and change. But I had this like moment that just happened that I called Erica freaking out about. And I recently went to go get a new phone. I got the new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Shout out Apple.
Shout out Apple for how many years now? How many Apples have you had?
Oh God, since the senior, a lot. I don't know.
A lot of money. Anyways.
But I went to Cox Mobile, who's my carrier, to get my new phone.
She loves Cox.
And I love Cox. And then I went in and I spent like 3 hours transferring all of this data over to a new phone. I don't know the last time you had a new phone. Me in the past.
Hate that so much.
But they send the phone home with you. You either get the phone in the mail, they send the phone home with you, and then you log into your Apple ID and like you can do the transfer at home. Well, because of this trade-in deal through Cox, it's like I left them or gave them my phone as a trade-in. It took money off the new phone. So I had to sit there while all my data transferred over. Yeah. And so it's 256 gigabytes of data, a lot of which is like Wax Pro.
255 of it is Wax Pro.
Right. And so it was just spending a lot of time. And the girl that helped me, Chris, shout out, she was great. But I spent like almost 3 hours with this woman and she was so sweet. And, you know, I told her like, I've maxed my phone out and I need more data because of what I do for work and whatever. And it wasn't until like the last 15 minutes that I'm sitting with her and she was like, oh, so what do you do for work? Like, I know that you said content creation, like what kind of content do you create? And I said, oh, my partner, Erica, and we have a wax training platform. It's called Wax Pro Academy. And this woman throws her hands up in the air and she was like, oh my God, I know you. Like my wife and I just binged your entire podcast. Like we love your guys' content. My wife manages the European Wax Center right up the street. She manages the 16th Street and Camelback location that we both worked at. And she's like, we just watched your European Wax Center, the tea episode, because a bunch of people had been sending it to her of like, oh, these girls are talking about the location that you work at. And so it was just like the funniest moment. I was sitting there in disbelief. You know, she's like, super excited. And she's like, I couldn't put my finger on who you were. I didn't recognize you. Your hair was shorter in other past episodes. And at this point, a week ago, I had no voice. I completely lost my voice. And she's like, you sounded different. I was like, oh, that's so funny. But she's like, I can't wait to tell my wife. I can't wait to tell your wife. And it was just so odd to be like recognized in the wild. So then she's telling me about, you know, things that have happened at the center since we left and whatever. But I left the Cox store and I called Erica and I was like, oh my God, I just got recognized. And I mean, like to be recognized when we went to IECSC, like people that recognize us there, like fine. Like that makes sense to me.
Right. Industry people. Yeah.
Industry people. Like we were around a lot of people that follow us on social media. But this was like just such a random ass recognition.
Right. And what are the odds that her wife manages the location that we built?
I mean, I was at the Cox store at the Colonnade. So it was like a mile from there. So like, you know, radius wise, yes, but it was just so odd. It was like a very odd,
I think it's awesome.
Odd experience. But I love that it just kind of like wrapped up the year of like, look at the growth from February to now of where we are of somebody recognized me in the wild. Wow. Recognize us. They're like, we love Erica too. And I can't wait to call her.
Are you just saying that?
No, I swear to God. She's like, my wife loves it.
They know our names. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So it was very sweet. Thank you, Chris, if you guys are watching this, you and your wife. But she had said, my wife wants to be on your guys' podcast. And it was like, we'd love to have her.
Chris's wife, we're coming for you.
Yeah, Chris's wife. Look out. But that was fun. That was a very cool moment. One of my tops in my Wax Pro Spotify Wrapped memory. Core memory for sure. I'll always remember that. That was really cool. So I think we should just start from the top and quickly go through kind of where we started, where we are. We've done a lot this year. We've changed a lot, grown a lot. We've got a lot to come. So take it from the top, Erica. Where did we start?
From the top, like the biggest change that happened for us, which we've probably mentioned several times now because we don't gatekeep, was the name change. So we started as Wax Pro Academy, which still lives. The academy still lives, but that was our business name. And one of the shifts we made was just changing our presence on social media to the Wax Pros, which partially was an accident, partially was a suggestion from our social media coach. And so it was one of the changes that really catapulted how people interacted with us online. No one wants to interact with a academy or a brand. They want to interact with the people behind the brand. So that was one of the first things that really changed in 2025. So I would call that a rebrand, if you will. We also released new courses this year, one of them being Brazilian 101. So the way we're structured right now is our courses live on the Wax Pro Academy. The Wax Pro Academy is a beautiful website. It has custom built-in, courses. One of them is the art of hair removal. One of them is Business 101. And the third course is called Mastery, which simply combines the first two. So that's where our courses lived. So we knew that at some point we had to make smaller, consumable, more affordable courses that people could purchase. And those are what we call our express courses.
They're like kind of a la carte.
A la carte, exactly. And so we did Brazilian 101, and then we did
Post Like a Pro.
Post Like a Pro. So that all happened this year, and we'll talk about what's coming soon as well. But just recapping 2025. And I also think just the podcast growth this year was huge. I mean, we used to get like 54 views a video or whatever, and we weren't banking on like monetizing the podcast. We weren't banking on views on the podcast. We used it as honestly a platform to get sound bits for our social media. It was just a really easy way to create a lot of content in one shot. But the growth that's come from there, as Rachael just said, like we're getting recognition from like just randoms that are listening. So often now people go, oh my God, I listened to your podcast. I love your My aunt, my younger cousin, her aunt from her other side of her family, she's like, oh, my aunt always listens to your podcast, who's a lash artist. And I'm like, just you start seeing this recognition, the reach. And it's really cool that like what we have to say is somehow, relevant or helping people all over the place. So I think our podcast growth happened this year. We did our hat line.
Merch. We launched
Merch. And that was one of those off the cuff like ideas. Rachael bought a wax hat that said Wax Girl on it. And I looked at the hat and I was like, that's fire. We need our own. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to be a conflict of interest because she purchased the hat through a friend that makes hats. And I'm like, no, it's not a conflict because we're just doing wax merch from here on out because who makes merch for waxers?
Nobody.
Nobody does. We do. So we created Pro AF, which is our hat line. So that happened this year. People love our hats. We're so appreciative of everyone who's buying them, reps them. And it's cool because it's like when I wear it, people are like, oh, you wax? Or, oh, where'd you get that hat? I love that. That's so cute. Brow dealer. And so, it's a good talking piece for all of our students. So, we give hats away often because we want that to be the conversation starter for all the new SDs. Like, word out. If someone says, oh, you're a waxer? Yes. Here's my card. Love to wax you, right? So it's a great conversation piece. So that happened. What else happened this year, Rachael?
Well, our TikTok and like meta growth, I think was huge. And that was a huge, like we were stuck at 500 followers in February. And I told Erica, like, it seemed so far away, but I'm like, at the end of the year, I want to hit 15K. Like that's the goal. And we hit it like last 3 days ago, last week. And so that was like, oh my gosh, we set a goal and we made it. Like that's super fun to see just like how much the social media has scaled. Like the brand.
Remember our goals being 8,000.
Right.
And then 5, and then 10, and then 15. So yeah, that was definitely cool to see the 15 for sure.
Yeah, the social media growth for sure. What else do we have on here? Oh, our in-person training.
Yeah.
Our in-person training, I was hesitant to do, and we did 2 here like in the last bit of the year, and they were both wildly successful, and the feedback was phenomenal, which was great.
And the in-person training, that really came from all the feedback we got from you guys online. Also, the students at the schools that were like, do you guys do in person? Because as you know, as we all know, anyone in the industry, the education is simply not there. And people do want that hands-on experience. So we brought in-person training to life. And let's see, I think ultimately just like really kind of locking into our system, our processes, our workflow, even like that was maybe not quantifiable, but it's obvious that happened for us. And I think like our workflow is just getting easier, more efficient. So I think that was a major accomplishment, like operationally behind the scenes as well.
Well, and I think just like sealing down our offerings. It was like, who are we? What are we? Are we our wax education? But you've said
What
from
do
the
we do?
beginning, we are like a one-stop shop for all things waxing. So we're education, we are resources, discount codes, recommendations. We are an Amazon storefront. We are merch. We are in-person training. We,
All things waxing.
all things waxing. And then knowing that the Wax Pro Academy, and then the Wax Pros, the women behind the academy, and then now all of our offerings, like it's been cool to see all of them kind of flourish and know what we want to do moving forward, where we want to put our eggs in what basket in the new year, what other avenues are going to come from just growth and scaling, the brand deals, the partnerships, the in-person training, being able to scale that and grow that. I think we just have a lot of fun stuff coming up, and it's cool to see the growth.
Absolutely. What do you think surprised you the most from this year?
I think how quickly we grew surprised me for sure. I was pleasantly surprised how well the in-person training went. I was also, and on the other side of that, like I just thought people would be all over online courses, that they would be like, oh, this is great. But it was a very tough pill to swallow to realize like everyone's doing online courses. Like we thought we were like pioneers and trailblazers of like, we're going to put it all into one place online, and how great and convenient and the accessibility that it offers. And not that it's not those things, but everybody else is doing that too. And so I think that was hard for me. That surprised me a lot of just how oversaturated the like online course market is. Now, are we doing it better than some? I think. Is there room for growth and how we're going to pivot kind of moving forward? For sure. But I just thought like we would do this thing and everyone would love it. And then you've got to kind of come back and regroup and be like, how do we make it the best it can be? What other things do we want to develop and create that can go with the courses to make it scalable? Those sorts of things.
Yeah.
What about you?
What surprised me the most was I think we talk about this in other channels, but on the brand deals, I think that surprised me for sure. Not that it's groundbreaking to get a brand deal, but just the amount of people that have reached out to us, wax companies. I was like, damn. Didn't see it coming.
No, I didn't see it coming either. We said like previously it wasn't
that
on our radar.
Yeah, it wasn't our intention. So it came up. What unsurprised us?
Unsurprised us. What was expected?
What was expected that didn't happen?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that one. What do you think?
I think that what kind of, I don't want to say failed, but I was like, I thought that would be way more successful, was more hats off the cuff. I don't know if it's just like because we didn't market it as much. It's just not, it's just been like a subcategory. It's hanging out there. You know what I mean? Like we haven't really fostered it too much, but I thought they would sell on their own a lot faster.
Yeah, I for sure think that that's one. I wouldn't call it. There's another question on here, like what flopped that you thought would take off.
Yeah,
I think
it's
for
not,
sure.
I don't want to call it a flop. It's
No,
just,
I just
I'm surprised they didn't fly off the shelves, because I know as a waxer, I've looked for waxer merch, decor, things like that, and there's just like not a lot, or it's super tacky. So I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna go.
Well, I think it's just one of the things we haven't nurtured because there's so many on our plate that we're trying to do all at the same time, and it's just one that's on the back burner. But it's something for sure that I want to give more energy to in the new year, just because the initial investment, right? Like we want to have like return on our investment of the these big orders. Some of them had minimums that, you know, we've got all these hats sitting around and I'm like, what are we doing with that? That's just money sitting there. But I think they've been a really fun thing to wear, to gift, to give away. They're a big part of the giveaway.
Yeah.
And also brand exposure. You know, if you're wearing around a hat that says Wax Pro, you know, hopefully it's a conversation starter. So I think that that's something that we can for sure as a goal for next year nurture further. And then with that, launch more things. Like I would love a crew neck hoodie. I would love a beanie.
I have so many
But
ideas
like you
too.
had just said, there was somebody that responded back to you that was like, I didn't know you guys sold hats, and that like pissed you off because you're like, how did they not know?
It was one of my personal followers. Like I posted a photo of us on my personal account and I was wearing the hat and you were like typing
Oh yes,
that photo.
yeah.
And yeah, one of my followers who is a client of mine was like, I
didn't know you did
guys had
merch.
merch. And I literally was like, because in my brain, I'm like, yeah, we post all the time,
Yeah.
but they're not seeing it.
No.
Like their algorithm clearly is not, you know.
Well, and like
we're
we
not
have to
reaching
remember
them.
too, for as much as present as we think that we are, as much as we can get on stories and say, hey, Brazilian 101, it's on sale. Hey, by the way, you guys, we have courses. There's this fine line between us wanting to shove our offerings down your throat. And also like, are we not talking about it enough? I feel like at this point you should for sure know that we offer hats. Like how did that get missed? And we have to remember like not everyone's all online at the same time. We could post on stories, but like a very small fraction of you are seeing the stories.
Right.
Not everyone's going to see every post. And even if you see a post, everyone's going to consume it in a different way. You might just be really listening to the words coming out of Erica's mouth and not looking at the hat on her head.
Right.
You know, it's all, it's going to change and shift.
Really honing in
Yeah.
on all the stupid things she
Right.
says.
It's dumb. So we just, you know, just being consistent and continuing to show up and continuing to tell you guys our offerings and, you know, recognize that not everyone's going to get them all at the same time.
Right.
So, but the
Hard
hats.
pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Okay, 2025 core memory as business partners.
I think IECSC was really fun. I thought that was a really fun thing for us
That was
to
a blast.
do.
That was like one of the best like friend trips I've taken.
We had the best time. I think it was really fun to go there as Wax Pros. We were kind of just like getting the lay of the land. It's a convention in Vegas that we want to be a part of in the future, whether that's with us or going with a wax brand. We're not really sure yet, but being present in more of those types of events and spaces. And I thought that felt like it gave me a sense of legitimacy. Like when we went and did that as the Wax Pros, that was really fun. And to like get recognized there was cool. And we just, I mean, it was a fun time.
It was, I
Either
know
way.
this is so silly, but it was fun to like take a business trip, like company expenses.
Right.
Like that was a milestone.
I know,
We're
but
like,
we were dumbasses because we were acting like it was Monopoly money. Like it wasn't actually our
because it's business money.
Yeah, we're like, should we put it on the card? Yes. Whoa. Slide the card
Shot of
across.
tequila.
And then we kept going like, should we do another shot? We'll put it on the card. And like just slide like this. We share the same account. We each have our own card.
Whose
and then,
card?
Yeah, we would go like, are you gonna get it this time? Is it my turn or your turn? And we're like, it's the
it
same
matter.
account. Like we're so dumb. And then we came home from that trip and we were like, holy shit. Like rectifying the books. Like, okay.
I'm like, did we really spend that?
That was a
much?
lot of money. And then we like tallied up what we spent. And then she's like, wait, I forgot that I have stuff on my personal card too. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, God.
Like it was the first time we went and paid our own way. It was the first time we went and like weren't talking to promoters to get a table. Like we were there, ladies in business.
Yeah, we're like, we could pay our own way. We don't need to
Yeah,
flirt
no.
with those old bastards.
And then we
for
get
a
the bill and we're like,
$35 vodka
no,
soda.
no. But that was super fun. That was a great moment for Wax Pro.
Yeah.
And
It was a great moment in our friendship too, because the last time we went to Vegas, we were in our early 20s.
no, lots changed
We were
since
doing
then.
bad things, and now we were there on business,
We were there on business.
standing on business. Okay. What moment with the community made you emotional?
Well, I'm emotional all the time. So pretty much every DM that I open that's nice makes me cry. No, but when people take time to like write us and they're
It's
like, I
true.
just want to let you girls know, like, I so appreciate what you're doing and you're an inspiration, or I'm super envious of where you are, or, you know, like they see us as role models or like an example set for what they want their business to be, I think is so sweet. And so those do not go unrecognized. I think it's like the coolest thing ever when people reach out. I mean, a lot of feedback you get on the internet can be negative, or a lot of times when people are, no one goes out of their way to compliment, right? We write Yelp reviews to critique, and we fill out surveys to
When we're pissed.
And so it's rare that you send this like really nice message saying like, I just want to applaud you. I'm following, I see you, like what you're doing matters. And so we've had dozens of those messages that they just are so sweet.
Yeah,
and they
it's
really
overwhelming,
like
honestly.
we'll screenshot them and send them to each other
Yeah.
and like,
Cry
oh my
nice.
gosh, this made me cry. Like that is so sweet. That's so nice. they for sure fill our cup in the best way
It
possible.
keeps us going in those hard times where we've been like, dang, I'm tired.
And
Wait,
then it's like someone will
Ding, I'm
send a
tired.
really nice message that day, and it's like, oh my God,
yeah.
she knew. It's like the universe was like giving you a nice message.
Yep.
Like, you need this.
Keep
Just read
going.
this and keep going.
Keep
So
What was our most stressful month this year?
I think it was when we completed our contract with our social media associate. We hired a guy. We've talked about this multiple times, but we hired somebody to help us with our social media, and we had made the decision that we wanted to try it on our own. Not even that we outgrew him, but like we feel like we consumed as much as we could from him, and we wanted to, one, selfishly, just like the overhead that required. We were like, is this sustainable long term? Can we do another 6 months with him? Probably not. Let's just see. But that decision, no matter what decision in your business, we've said this about a million other things, when you're complacent and you're comfortable, it's really hard to make the decision to do something different. And so we're always so scared of like, when you figure out, right, you said this, like, once you figure out what works, keep doing what works.
Yeah.
And so working with him worked, but it was expensive, right? Because the payment to him was a lot, and it was at a time we were not taking any money in, and that money and expense was on us. And so the decision to cut ties with him and figure out how to continuing making our own content moving forward, part of the package in the deal that we had with him, he recorded our content, edited, scripted, helped script, a lot of what you guys were seeing put out. He guided us in a way that we felt like, okay, it's time that we can do this on our own.
Right.
But we were like, but what if we can't? There's always that voice in the back of your head.
It was a big risk.
And we were like, okay, so what if we do it on our own and it sucks? Or what if like our scripting isn't what his was? Or what if people don't care? What if we don't find a videographer? We were at that time like, who's going to edit it? Like, what we hired someone on Fiverr and like tried someone on Fiverr, and the quality wasn't great. And we were like, oh shit. So that was a big risk I feel like we took for the business. And it was stressful because we just didn't know, like, what if we're finally seeing growth? Like, what if this is the decision that we feel like is then a setback or we tank?
And what ended up happening was Rachael rolled up her sleeves and said, let me see this shit. And she learned how to edit, and she gets better and better with every video. And the quality and all the issues that come with that, which we'll talk about later on. We figured it out. I was like, you know what? The script situation, I'm a great writer. I could figure this shit out. So we just assumed our own roles, which naturally we didn't even talk about it. It's like the aesthetic, Rachael, how it looks. And then me, the scripting of like the strategy of how we're going to execute this. And it worked, right? So it doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work. But I think that was a true moment of realizing like all the pieces are on the table. We had all the tools all along of what we needed to do to move forward. We needed to hire someone to help us move the dial and show us we knew what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys need to be doing X, Y, and Z. But like, even when we would have like content brainstorming sessions of him like, okay, you guys each send me 50 topics or send me 20 topics. And I'm like, it came to a point in our relationship with him where Erica's like, we're picking our own topics anyway. Do we really need him to ask us what topics we want to do? We know what topics we want to do. We can pick our topics. And then can we script it? Yeah, we can script it for sure. Like, his video capture like skills are phenomenal, and make no mistake, like he helped us significantly. And the editing, but like, we're not stupid. He was also outsourcing the editing. And so I'm like, if he can outsource the editing, we can outsource the editing, or I can figure out how the fuck to edit. And I think it was even like doing too much, right? Like, there were some videos, the feedback we would get was like, there's too many camera clicks or too much glitching and light flashes in between transitions. And it was like, we're paying for something people are critiquing anyway that they don't even like. So like, let's do it better and different. And it was a big risk, and it was stressful because we were like, I hope this doesn't like
we held our breath for a whole month. We're like, you know.
So that was stressful, but we made it through, and the growth on the other side of that was pretty significant. So proud.
In 2025, because we're recapping 2025, right? That's what this is all about. What was something that flopped for us?
Flopped? Maybe not flopped, but again, like the hats, we just didn't put enough energy, time, resources into yet. So I would call that a flop.
And it's still honestly the lowest priority right now because we got education.
Yeah. And then I think just the realization that people really want in-person training. And so like, not that the online courses are a flop. We have been able to now take that information and go, okay, the online courses, we just need to present them in a different way. So like, are the long form more expensive courses working for everybody? No. Does everybody want business with waxing? No. So let's break them all out. Let's give people just the face. Let's give people just the body. Let's give people just the manzillion. Let's give people just, figuring out like, let's give our offerings to people in a more consumable way.
Yeah.
So I think it wasn't a flop. It was a pivot of like, all right, this isn't working. Let's figure out what works and then do that.
Right. 100%.
And then you had mentioned, the social media strategy. That was a flop.
Yeah.
Initially,
our social media. Yeah. But that was more like in the past. That's why kind of rerouted with 2025 specifically. I would say the offerings for sure. And the hats just, again, I wouldn't call it a flop at all. Like that's definitely a break-even project, but to make it more profitable, like we just need to foster that a little bit more.
I think too, and again, not a flop because it's helped with our like just projection of growth and scaling, but putting all of our eggs in like the TikTok basket. Like at first we were super excited by TikTok because we grew really, really fast on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, it's all TikTok, like fuck Meta. If you guys go back and watch the podcast from previous episodes, we'll be like, fuck Meta. Honestly, I'm so sick of Meta. TikTok is where it's at. Like the engagement is so high, whatever. And then we were like, wait,
the quality, right?
fuck TikTok. Like I'm so over TikTok. It's just for what we're trying to do and the type of content we're putting out. Yes, we're going to continue to give it to TikTok because of it just kind of like is a snowball and it's just growing on itself organically. But those aren't our people. The community that we have built is on Instagram and on Meta. And I think that's not a flop, but we're like, okay, TikTok's just going to kind of exist back here on the back burner.
But stay tuned. In 2026, we
might
back
take
to this
over TikTok.
And say,
no,
fuck
it's
them
just
both.
It's just TikTok. They just require such different needs that at this point in time we don't have the bandwidth to give them. Like I'm not going to take one piece of content and edit it two different ways.
Right.
Currently.
Yeah.
Which maybe in the future because we're posting multiple times a day. Maybe we're not posting multiple times a day. We're posting once a day. And then yes, I'm editing two different platforms.
Yeah.
But it's like to me, I just feel like what have we gotten from TikTok?
I just honestly,
except for people talking shit to us, nothing.
The quality of like the people that interact with us, engage with us on TikTok is not high.
No, and it's actual people. It's people asking questions about waxing. It's someone
Which
like,
is
can I use
always
coconut
alarming.
oil?
Like I know you have a phone that you're like commenting on right now.
Google
ChatGPT, Google, like it's more alarming that people are like, what happens if this or my vagina's on fire?
Is this
after
normal?
wax?
Like photos in our DMs
Yeah.
of like or private messages.
And look,
like
I'm flattered that they're coming to us as like professionals, but also that's a liability for us. When
right,
people
and
are asking us.
I not like you have nothing to offer me, but like you're not buying my course. You're not buying a waxer hat. They're just not our target audience.
There's no reciprocation.
and
It's all give to me as the consumer.
And have we gotten a single creepy peepee comment on Instagram?
No creepy peepees.
Creepy
on
peepees
Instagram.
all come from TikTok.
I know it. That's right. Let's see. Oh, good question. What mistakes hit the hardest but taught us the most this year, 2025?
I think my answer is just the same. I keep going back to just the course offerings. I think I was just so stuck on like, we are going to scale and make money by online courses. And you were like, no, we're not. You're like, I mean some, yes. And by default, some, but of like, hey, we really need to like, let's do in-person training. Hey, we really need to change our course. Let's diversify our portfolio. Yeah.
Remember when I sat down in your room, I had a scratch piece of paper and I made circles.
Yes.
That was like the moment where I was like, no, listen, I believe courses will, but also, and also, and here's the umbrella. I think that was kind of like the aha moment for you where you're like, okay,
fine.
I got it.
And even still with our courses, like I see a ton of value in them and I will die on this hill that there is so much value in an online course because you can go back and you can watch it time and time again and you can consume it in a way that fits you and you can watch it at night after your kids go to bed. You can watch it on the weekends when you don't have your kids. You can watch it on your break at work at European Wax Center. Like I do love the online aspect. I love that. And I think when we first built it out, there really wasn't something that similar. Now everybody is offering a course.
Yeah, legit, guys. We did extensive market research in 2022.
And there was nothing.
There was nothing. We would like Google search. This is before like AI really peaked. We were like just so incredibly disappointed by what was available. And we're like, fuck yeah, we have something that like not a lot of people offer. We took too long.
Mm-hmm.
We sat on it too long. So if you've got a genius idea, you need to run with it, and you need to run with it hard, because someone else is thinking the same shit as you, which is now freaking me out because we have a massive idea that we've been sitting on for a while. So let's
Anyway, we have to go.
You gotta go.
Gotta get out of
Let's
here.
chat after this.
No, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's that. So
yeah, so exciting. Wish we could tell you everything, guys. Okay. What almost made us quit this year?
well,
Meltdowns.
most recently, this like a product or video quality issue, because I'm in charge of the social media, the posting, the platform. AI is a beautiful thing. And I think that
She's saying that because she thinks AI is going to become a robot and come and kill us. Like
I love
a
you,
physical-
AI.
Yeah, right.
Remember me.
A physical robot.
No, but I think, I think AI it's a great tool, but it can also, you can groom it to tell you exactly what you want it to tell you. And I think that there's discrepancies and things that like I've extensively sat and like tried to research using AI. And then 3 months later going back to, and there's discrepancies that you're like, what the fuck? Like I specifically asked you about this and you said no. So all of this to say, I had texted her. We had all of this content slated, edited, ready to go. We were using Google Drive. And again, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I know everything. I know nothing in terms of compression and video quality and settings, and I don't. Everything I know, I've learned from the internet.
But she can read, okay?
But I can read.
This is what she's going to tell you.
What happened was we had switched. We had everything up until about a month ago. I was posting manually. I would get on at 7 a.m. and I would post, and then I would get on at noon and I would post, and I would get on at 5 and I would post. And that's a lot of time, energy, and resources. And multiple people were like, there's platforms that can do that for you. Like, look up any other like scheduling. Basically like the Meta Business Suite, you can schedule your posts. And I was like, I know, but we tried that before. And every time we would post, it would fuck up the quality of the video. It would go live and it would be grainy or distorted, or Erica would look really orange, or me. And I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, okay, I think I figured out the right export settings. And then I get that sealed down and the posts look good for a couple weeks. And then something would change. And we would use Google Drive as like our middleman. So like I would batch our content for the month.
Upload the videos.
And then when it was time to post, take it from there, whatever. So then we decided to use this like video or scheduling platform. And what was happening was at the same time that I decided to use the scheduling platform, I figured out how to get the best quality video by exporting a certain way and changing my iPhone setting. And so when I was uploading it, I was giving it to the posting platform in too high of a quality, and it was compressing the shit out of it. And then it fucked it up. But it fucked with my head because a month prior I was doing the same system but using Google, and I'm like, why is it? I was giving it not as great of a quality video 30 days ago, and so I gave it a mid video and it posted a mid video. But if you give it a great video, it compresses the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I see it clearly now. But before that, I had thought I figured it out multiple times. I'm texting Erica like, the video looks like shit today, right? And she was like, yeah, it looks really bad. And I'm in charge of all of social media. And so it just felt like I'm going to rip my hair out. I was hysterically crying. I'm like telling my husband, I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I thought I figured this exact issue out multiple times.
Spent a lot of
like,
time on
why
it.
is this? I finally figured out how to make it the best quality ever. Why is it not? And then I'm asking ChatGPT, like I'm using Buffer to post these videos. And it was like, Buffer annihilates the video. You should never use Buffer. I'm like, you just told me to use Buffer. A month ago, you said Buffer does not take away from the quality of the video. And so it was one of those rip your hair out moments as a business owner and like an entrepreneur where you're like, fuck this. I'm done. And I'm like trying to explain to her how frustrated. And she's like, I know, it's okay. You'll figure it out. But then also like I have 30 days into the future already scheduled and done and slated through. So it's like undoing all the work that you've previously done.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm very clearly fired up still about this. And this is one of the reasons I went and got the new stupid fucking phone, is because my phone was maxed out on storage. So the biggest component was I hardly had any storage space on my phone. So my phone was compressing the video to save storage space. So it was just all of these things that like once you get it out of your system and calm down, you're like, okay, I made it out on the other side.
Right.
But it was dark. There was literally like that day I told Erica I wanted to quit. This was like 2 weeks ago.
I was like, okay, well, you can't, sweetie. So like,
you better put on your big girl pants and fucking take a nap and figure it out.
So like go to bed.
You need to just lay down, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, The videos are fine
Me
now.
gaslighting her.
I
No,
figured
it's
it
not
out.
a problem. It's fine.
No, I figured it out. But I'm like,
did.
it is great. Like now I know that. Now it's something I learned. But
That
at what
just literally
cost?
reinforces what I said earlier. Is like Rachel just needs to like power down, and then she comes back and she's like,
I've got it. I got
I
it.
can
Yeah.
see clearly
So
now.
yeah, that was a tough one, but we're on the other side of it now. So
Let's see. The hardest for me was I was on the road for business coaching, and I felt nothing happened, by the way. It wasn't like a significant moment, but I literally felt like a piece of shit.
I know what trip you're talking about because you apologized to me like 4 times. You're like, I'm so sorry, I can't help you.
I
I'm
just
like,
felt like a piece of shit that I was letting you down because there was just, when I go and launch a store, it's like sun up to sundown. I'm not kidding you. 16, 18-hour days of putting together a store, training the staff, like all the things that go into it. It's crazy. But I could not do anything Wax Pro related. I didn't even check our comment. I'm usually in between Rachel commenting, I'm commenting. We go back and forward with that. I was so disconnected, and I just was like, I don't know that I could maintain my career and my business at this level. Like it made me reflect hard, like how am I going to do this long term? And the answer is you can't. You just can't. At some point, there will be decisions made about that, right?
yeah, or just like better, again, you don't know what you don't know, or like planning forward of like, okay, Erica's gone these days. What does that like? Just better planning on our behalf of like, though that needs to be a light week in terms of like what you can commit. Me knowing that, like the shift in responsibilities, what it looks like when we're
And
off.
another thing is these launches come out of nowhere. Like it's not like, hey, just so you know, this week and no, it's like, hey, dude,
You're leaving in 4
tomorrow.
days. Yeah.
Like, gotta go. So yeah, that moment was hard for me, and it's just that's what makes me push so hard when I am here. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe I did work 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours on business coaching, but I'm like, fuck, dude, coffee, let's go. I'm gonna clock into Wax Pro. How am I gonna give someone else more than what I'm giving my own business, right? Like I cannot do that. So it pushes me to go harder at Wax Pro right now. Okay, almost through it. What did we have to unlearn?
I mean, and I know for sure we had to get over ourselves in terms of like showing up online, showing our faces, how we show up, the frequency in which we show up. Like now it does not even faze me. What's something scary at the beginning of the year that doesn't scare me anymore is like talking on stories, posting on stories, showing my face on camera. Like I don't care anymore. I don't overthink or obsess over like, did I sound stupid? Do I have a double chin? Like, do I care? No, I just like do it and post it now. And so I think just having to unlearn that, like being highly critical and overthinking the day-to-day maintaining of like our socials for sure. What about you?
Wow, that's actually a really hard question for me to answer. What did I have to unlearn? I'm perfect, Rachel. I think I had to unlearn. It's something around, I think I've always taken on too much. And I've had to unlearn that. I've had to say no to things and have boundaries around like, we talk about it like I'm the yes woman, woo, woo, woo. But I think this year I've said a lot more no than in previous times of my life. I'm probably not manic right now is why. But yeah, I had to unlearn I could do everything and anything and I'll figure it out and I'll figure it out. And no, why should I figure it out if someone else can do it better? Right? Even if I have to pay for it, like it's worth it to me. So probably just unlearning that work ethic.
Yeah, you definitely are someone that's like, I don't need help. I can do it all on my own. So like even in our relationship of like delegating, outsourcing things, hiring help when help is needed, not being so full of yourself, not just you, but just anyone in general and us as Wax Pro of like, do we need a mentor? Like, should we hire someone in the new year to help us like get all of our shit in order?
Would you agree that's come out of my mouth a lot
Yeah,
more?
oh, for sure. You're like, I think we need help.
Maybe we need to hire. I said this recently, so if this is you, let us know. I said maybe we need to hire someone from the outside to come in and like
Or like an audit.
evaluate
Yeah.
the
of like,
business, because it's like obviously you don't think your baby's ugly. You know what I mean? But I'm
Your
gonna let
baby's
you
ugly.
know your baby's ugly
Yeah.
sometimes. And
your baby needs just a facelift.
it's so
quick.
ironic though, because I constantly advise other businesses on like what is ugly about their baby, but I'm like, our baby's really cute. So
No, when I said this to a client recently, I was like, she said, how's Wax Pro? How's it going? And I said, I think I'm too close to it. Like, I really do think it's like, yes, there's all this growth happening and like fun, exciting things, but I was like, I'm too close to it to truly appreciate really what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can equate it back or relate it back to like when you're losing weight, like you see yourself every single day in the mirror, but then you see someone you haven't seen in 4 months and they're like, you look great. And you're like,
it
do I?
reminds me.
Do I look different? It's like all these small changes happening
Micro
day by
changes,
day.
yes.
And so it's almost like when you're too close, sometimes you do need an outside, an onlooker perspective, someone that can help you in a way that you have to just take your pieces and put them in a different order on the table for you. So keep that in mind.
Heard that. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to recap just some stats from 2025. And then we're going to talk about 2026 real quick at the end to keep you all excited and engaged with us.
If you're still with us.
Yeah. If we haven't lost you this far into the episode. Okay. Number of reels we filmed. How many do you think?
400.
519.
Oh, God. Give or take.
519 reels posted. That's how many we filmed. We probably did.
That makes my stomach hurt, actually.
I know we lost a batch of like 30 one time, but that's fine.
Oh my God. Go back. My answer. What was one of the biggest flops or whatever this happened this year?
recorded
What
like
made you want to quit?
32. Me, actually, you're
That
right.
was that day.
That was me. That made me want to quit.
We recorded for like 6 hours.
I almost flipped the fuck out. I hate recording.
Actually, and our first day recording the scripts from Phil, month one, when it was raining at your house.
The audio was not on. That's
And
what
it was
happened.
8 hours and the audio wasn't on.
I
And
sat
I was
there
like, we can't
a
do it.
child, like a brat, and I was like, I don't want to do it.
Take my
anymore.
mic off. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Those were dark times. Okay. Yeah, that's
forget
a
about
lot
that.
of videos.
Number of views. How many views do you think we had from our social media platforms?
15.
22.
15 million, sorry.
22 million.
Between.
TikTok and Meta.
So that's not even counting podcast views
Correct.
or YouTube short views or.
No, that's right.
That's a lot.
Fucking strange.
That's a lot of people.
Number of coffees consumed, hit or miss.
Oh, God. How many days in the year? 700.
600, give or take.
You probably double that, though. That's conservative.
Yeah,
because
you
I
know
don't even
what?
drink a coffee every day.
I
and you sometimes
basically
have
own
too.
stocks in Starbucks over here. So number of podcast episodes. How many did we produce this year?
24.
Yep. Three
seasons.
seasons, 8 episodes apiece. Yep. Number of times you said, let's start another business.
Me or you or both?
How about both?
100.
At least, I would say, for sure.
There's so many ideas. Just not enough time.
So many ideas.
Simply not enough time.
Number of brands that slid into our DMs.
15.
Over 30.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That is really cool.
That's 2025 wrapped.
That's wrapped, baby.
Now let's wrap this episode. Let's talk about 2026. Here's what you can expect from the Wax Pros. First of all, what are we not bringing into 2026? That's a commitment we're making to each other live.
We are not bringing imposter syndrome.
Hell yeah.
We're going to be excited for our wins.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time with that.
That's a good one. Can you write that down? That's a really good one.
I need you to tattoo it on your
Forehead.
forehead. On your forehead so I can see it because I
Right.
can't see it on my own. Yeah, overthinking, just insecurity in general. I mean, that's a work in progress always, but I think positivity, manifestation.
Mm-hmm. I've been tapping more into our manifestation lately.
I actually do think you are a witch now.
I know. It's
I mean,
really
can we talk about your work trip or are we not allowed to mention it?
I mean, we can. I just was really not looking forward to
Okay,
a work
all
trip.
day. Erica's supposed to leave as of filming today. She's supposed to leave tomorrow to go launch a store for her real job. And all day she's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. This is stupid. I don't want to go. And right before we started recording this episode, they called and whoever she was supposed to train quit. And so she's like, I don't have to no. And I'm like,
She's like,
oh
holy
my God,
shit.
you really can manifest shit. That was crazy.
There was just something telling me, honestly, something was wrong about it. And I think that's what was like, there's this
Probably
daunting
why you didn't want to go so bad.
I swear
Just
to God.
like so much energy.
So I'm going to tap into that for 2026. What I'm not bringing into 2026 is self-limiting beliefs. Because sometimes I'm like, yes, I'm a dreamer and all the things and I'm crazy and woo woo, but I have insecurities. And sometimes inside I'm like, well, that's just enough right there. It's like, no, we're going to go big or we're going to go home. And that's just what it is. Okay. What are we most excited for this year? 2026.
Well, we've already alluded to the fact that we have like fun stuff on the horizon, which is so annoying, by the way. Like, I'm very self-aware of how annoying it is. Like we have this thing that we can't tell you about. But it's not even that we can't tell you about it. I'm just scared to tell anyone about it because it's not like in paper, done, signed, happening.
Right.
Where again, the difference is in Erica and I, she's like, it's happening. And I'm like, wait. And I told her, I'm excited about this.
I'm like, let's cash
this
out.
project. And it has to do with in-person training and
a big wax brand.
and we talked to a big wax brand about helping us facilitate this tour, this concept of taking in-person training on the go. And they said, yes, they love it. They're in. And so I am just scared. I text Erica that night. Like, I feel like we just found out we're pregnant and I'm so nervous to tell anyone that we are pregnant until we're waiting until we go to the doctor and like we actually have a heartbeat. Until it's like done, signed, the proposal's through, it's happening. I'm like, I'm scared. But it is a really cool opportunity. And if this wax brand ultimately, if it falls through with them, you know, we've got backup options. And so I do think that this will come to fruition. And this is where the manifestation comes in. But it is a huge thing and it's a cool idea and we're really excited about it. I think it will help brand exposure, you know, exposure to the schools.
We're gonna change the game for all estheticians in beauty school. Their experience will be better, and any esthetician that wants access to higher quality product at lower cost. So excited to tell you guys more. So that's coming, and keep a lookout for the Wax Pros on the go. Okay, exciting things we have coming. Just some bullet points for you guys. New courses. Rachel, do you want to tell them about our new courses?
Yeah, so we already spoke about the Brazilian 101. We've already launched in Post Like a Pro. And so we're kind of going to break out everything into courses just like that, our express courses. So taking our signature courses and reworking them into all be express. So we will have Brazilian 101, Post Like a Pro. We're going to do a Manzillion course. We're going to do an all soft wax course for legs, arms, back, chest. We're going to do just the face with emphasis on brows and brow mapping.
And the first one that we'll launch is
our barber course. So we already recorded the barber course, which is it's different than the face because this was an add-on for it would be great for specifically barbers of just men's services to add on in the barber shop space. So men's eyebrows, nose, ears, jawline, cheek, back of neck. And then it will come with a kit, which is super fun and cool. And then we'll probably take that and also do like a cosmetology add-on. So like brow tinting, lip, nose, like things you could do in the face while your client's head is back in the shampoo bowl. But just making these short consumable courses, again, more accessible to our audience.
Accessible and affordable. I mean, that's truly it because we understand where the economy's at. We understand that the service is trying to survive right now during these hard times. So, you know, we are very transparent. Like, we love what we do. Of course, this is a business and we have bills to pay. This is not a free project, but we do want to make it affordable so that all of you can have access to it and in turn also make more money. So that's what's coming. More in-person trainings coming. More merch is coming.
We love merch.
Brand deals. Some cool stuff coming.
Yeah. And so far what's been cool is like the brands have come to us and I feel like now we can start to reach out to the brands that we want to work with or just, like cast the net further. Like we were talking to Eric about it, my husband, and I'm like, I think why can't we work with skincare lines and makeup lines and anything in the beauty and health wellness space? I want to really beef up our Amazon storefront and bring more things to the table in terms of like, look at this cool product that you need for your suite or that would make your life easier as a service provider. Like I just want this like brand influence to kind of flourish. and be a resource that you really know and trust, that like we wouldn't bring it to you unless we stand by it completely.
Right. Fully vetted.
Yeah. Fully
Wax
vetted.
Pro approved.
Yeah. So I think there's lots of that. I would like to do more of that moving forward.
We hope to at least attend one IECSC this year. A couple conventions, maybe host a few of our own. We'll see.
And we're so excited, which at this point, it will be over by the time this episode airs, but our Waxmas giveaway was huge. It took a ton of energy. Every brand that sent us stuff, thank you so much.
Let's shout them out.
Yeah,
we
recap that.
Waxness, we have Star Pill,
and
Monsieur.
Bush Balm sent us an incredible package.
Right.
We're doing a ton of giveaways for our own hats, merch, courses, all of that. But I hope, that this was just our first year doing the Waxmas giveaway. I hope next year that we could do another one.
It's a huge giveaway. Guys, seriously, if you are a waxer and you want a chance to win wax pots, a lot of wax at that.
This will be over by the time this posts.
Oh, darn.
But just my point in bringing up Waxmas is like how big it can be next year.
You're like
if this
sorry to burst your bubble,
yeah,
bitch.
you can't win shit now because this video will go live sometime in January. However,
our social media manager, guys.
Yeah, but I think moving forward, like if this was what year one was, that these brands were like, oh, hell yeah, we would love to send you XYZ. Like what could next year be? And you had brought up.
Next year, a car.
Yeah. You get a car. You get a car. But we also talked about doing like a networking event. Like I would love to do some sort of a Christmas
event,
gals something.
A gala. Ooh, fun.
Galas. Something. We'll come up with
galas
that.
for the gals.
Yeah. We'll see.
Ooh.
But lots of stuff coming up in the new year. We're excited. We've had a great 2025. We're so excited for 2026.
We are. And to end this, I just want to take a special moment here from myself and Rachael, the Wax Pros, to thank all of our followers, all of our audience, all of our friends and family that have supported us, not only this year, but since inception. We are so grateful, and we hope y'all had a wonderful year as well.
Thank you. Thank you for all of the love, all of the engagement, all the reshares. Nothing goes unnoticed. We appreciate you deeply. And here's to next year.
Cheers.